How are you doing, guys? Happy Tuesday. Like I said last week, we're going to be sticking with the 6 o'clock time frame because your girl can't wait till 7. I'm an early bird, and Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 just works perfectly for me. So I'm just popping on. As soon as it turns to 6 on the dot, I'm going to be turning on my Lula, so Instagram, YouTube, and Periscope can join us. I got some fun stuff to talk to you guys about. Some things that I did this week, some things that are coming up, and some opportunities for you, my dears. Yes. But yeah, happy Tuesday. I can't wait for you guys to come on in and join me. We are at 6 o'clock, so let me turn on Instagram, or I should say Lula, and get, my Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter people all up in here. As soon as I see that button work. Hey, okay. Hey guys. All right. Yes, everybody is on. Happy Tuesday, guys. NPL Legal Dish. We're back. Like I said, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I told you we were moving Tuesdays to 6 o'clock. It just works better. Hello, Miss Boss Chick. Thank you for coming on in. Welcome to NPL Legal Dish, my twice weekly live show where I teach business and legal basics for using celebrity and pop culture news. Thanks for popping in. Hello to whoever's in on live. Say hi. We are going to get started at about 6:05. I just want to give people some time to get in the room. Miss Boss Chick, your name looks new. I think you are one of my new followers today from startablackbusiness.com. If so, thank you for popping in. Who is on Facebook and won't say hi to me? Say hi. So we're like I said, we're getting started at 6:05. Miss Boss Chick, if you're new here, I do this twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I collect stories throughout the week. Hello, Black King 42. Thank you for joining. I collect stories throughout the week having to do with celebrities and their business dealings and pop culture news having to do with business and legal concepts. And I use them to teach them to entrepreneurs like yourself, so you guys don't get in trouble like these celebrities. So that's what I do twice a week. If you're wondering why I do this, I'm going to go through my whole introduction at 6:05. But for those of you as you're coming in, I am a licensed attorney and I focus on business formation issues and helping entrepreneurs and creatives get their business paperwork together, like getting their papers registered with the state, making sure you have contracts, helping you protect your brands and logos and things like that, helping you set up the foundation to manage your money well. I do all that business formation stuff and help you learn it. And you're going to find out why at 6:05. So I am going to ask you guys a favor at 6:05 that you share this out to your community. Share this out to somebody who wants to start a business. Share this out to somebody who is in business. Hello, Sincere39. My OG viewer, Sincere39, is here regularly commenting. He is part of the NPL Consulting crew. He don't like the Patriots, but that's cool. Hi, Smoothie Girl 178. Thank you to everybody who's coming in. We're going to get started in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I want you guys to share this out to your friends who have dreams of being in business, who hate their job, who are in business and need some help. Okay, because we are going to have some fun today, but we are also going to learn things that are going to help you in business, all right? And I've got some cool announcements about some things that I did this week and some things that are coming up. And hello, Haitian Swag. I want you guys... Oh, Haitian Swag, I'm Haitian too, hey! But I want you... Hi, Nisi Sis. But I want you guys to all come in. That's why I wait till 6:05 so everybody has time to come in and, get comfortable. Make some room on the couch for everybody. Who came in on Twitter? Hi, whoever came in on Twitter. I didn't see your name. But make some room on the couch, y'all. Make some room. Everybody here is family. We're going to have a good discussion. Can't wait. We're going to get started in about 1 minute. In about 1 minute, I want you to share this out to your people following on Facebook, following on Instagram. I don't know if you can share out on YouTube and Twitter, but if you can, share it out to them too. But yeah, we are going to have some fun. Thank you to the new followers who came in today from startupblackbusiness.com. I appreciate you taking interest in my little account here. If you came over from startupblackbusiness.com, please let me know where you are joining from, what state, what city, what country. I would love to know where my new followers are joining me from. Okay? And we're going to get started in about 30 seconds. Can't wait. Hi, New Haitian. How you doing? I haven't seen you in a minute. But we're about to get started. Make sure, okay, in less than 30 seconds, guys, you got to share this out to your network. So, all right, actually, share it out now. Guys, it's 6:05. Share this out to your people. We are going to get started on our show, all right? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Well, special welcome, long time. Special welcome to all of my new followers from startupblackbusiness.com. Thank you so much. I ran the ad today, and I got so much love from you guys. So thank you for following my page. If you're wondering who I am Natalie Pierre-Lewis. I am the owner and operator of NPL Consulting LLC, a business formation firm. What that means is I help you get your business paperwork together, things like getting registered with the state, making sure you have an EIN number, which I am doing a free, totally free workshop on Monday. Make sure you sign up. We have 23 people signed up right now. The workshop is totally free, so make sure you sign up, all right? If you have any dreams of being in business, you need an EIN number, so sign up for this free workshop. Okay, so I help you get your EIN numbers. I make sure you have contracts in place. I help you protect your brands through trademarks, patents, and copyrights. And I help you not only do these things, but understand these things. I teach them to you. And that's where this show comes in. So this is NPL Legal Dish. This is my twice weekly show where I teach you business and legal concepts using celebrity and pop culture news. Now, you might be wondering, why am I qualified to help you do all of this business formation stuff and talk about these stories? I'm so glad that you asked. I am a licensed attorney. I have been one for 13 years. I've started multiple businesses for myself and others. I've had many careers in the realms of law, education, entrepreneurship, hospitality, and administrative support. And most important, I'm very passionate about making business and legal education as accessible to everybody as possible. Not everybody has the time, the money, or the desire to go to business school or to law school, but a lot of you have amazing business ideas, and if you're going to make it in business, there are some concepts that you're just going to need to know, and there's no way around it. So that's where I come in. If you are interested in any of my services or products, like my free EIN workshop that is happening next Monday, please go to the link in my bio, linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm, linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm, linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm. There, besides the registration for my free workshop, you're going to find access to my podcast where I interview entrepreneurs in different areas of industry. You're going to find access to my free business launch cheat sheet, which if you want to be in business but you don't know where to start, this will kind of give you a foundation to figure out what kind of business you want to start. You're also going to get access to my YouTube channel where I have back episodes of this show so you can hear all the juicy goodness. Yeah, there's tons of stuff there at linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm. So head there for all my stuff. Wanted to let you guys know about a couple of things besides the EIN workshop. So the EIN workshop is totally free, guys. However, if you want a copy of it to keep for yourself, right now, from now until the day of the workshop, you can secure a replay for just $9, and it comes with my business entities ebook. So you'll get a free training and an ebook for just $9 if you order between now and the start of the workshop. I would suggest that you get it today because spots are filling up fast for this workshop. I don't want it to be more than 50 people, and we are already about halfway there. We've got 23 people in there. So if I get 50 people, I'm cutting it off. High New Level Enterprise, because I want to be able to answer people's questions. So we've got 23 people in there. There's 27 spots left for the workshop, all right? Also, if you are located in the DMV area, I wanted to let you know that this week is DC Startup Week, and the Google building downtown, hello Julie Allen Forti, the Google building down in downtown DC, they are holding free events all week. If you go to Eventbrite and look up DC Startup Week, Google DC is having a week-long summit of seminars, panels. They give you breakfast, they give you lunch. There's great opportunities for networking, and you get to tour the Google facility. So if you're in the DMV area and you're free this week, go head over to Google DC, sign up on Eventbrite, and get your ticket for DC Startup Week, okay? I went there today. It was fantastic. Some amazing panels, amazing speakers, and I got some great info. Okay, yeah, so I think that I have talked enough about what's going on with me. You guys aren't here for this. You are here for NPL Legal Dish. So we are going to get started, guys, all right? So here are the rules. If you're new here, I'm going to ask you questions about these stories, so you need to pay attention because I'm going to ask you to press some buttons, all right? And if you have questions about the stories that I don't cover, I want you to drop them in the comments. Don't be afraid. This is an open place. We value all questions, all right? Sincere39 and I have gotten into some debates on here because he's a very active follower, and I love it. Okay, so here we go. So the first story that I wanted to cover with you guys, I actually learned about this last week, but I didn't have time to cover it in our show. So if you have heard of the company Hasbro, give me an H in the comments, okay? If you've heard of Hasbro, give me an H in the comments. And if you have heard of Peppa Pig, give me a P in the comments. So if you've heard of Hasbro, I want an H. If you've heard of Peppa Pig, I want a P. If you don't know what those are, Hasbro is a very large toy company, entertainment company for children. Apparently they also do programming now. Sincere knows what Hasbro is, and knows what Peppa Pig is. So, and if you don't have children, or, you know, you've been sitting under a rock, Peppa Pig is a very popular, Smoothie Girl knows what Hasbro and Peppa Pig are. Peppa Pig is a very popular show amongst little kids. I want to say, I don't know who makes it. Anyway, who makes it then doesn't matter. But Hasbro, the big company, they have bought Entertainment One, which is the company that owns Peppa Pig and all those programs. So last week I posted a picture of this story, and I asked you guys if, so Hasbro paid $4 billion to acquire this company, Entertainment One. And I asked people in the comments if they thought that the trademarks for Peppa Pig and all those programs, High Reset Wellness DC, if they thought that they came with the sale. And about half of the people said no, and half of the people said yes. Well, the people who said yes won, because Hasbro, for the steal bargain price of $4 billion, has acquired the rights to Peppa Pig and a host of other programs that were owned by Entertainment One. Now, the reason why I picked this story, you guys, is to let you understand that you can purchase trademark rights, and trademark rights are very valuable. Look at how many people here know who Peppa Pig is. I know who Peppa Pig is, and I don't even have kids. So the value of your trademark, when it is high, patience is key. When you have a big enough name that everybody knows who you are, and everybody, like people who have nothing to do with your industry, can still recognize you, that is worth money. That's why people pay so much money for their trademarks. And that's why a lot of people like Hasbro are paying out the nose to acquire these trademarks and these rights. So good job to Hasbro. I don't know if they're going to be making any changes to Peppa Pig, but, you know, you parents out there, you let me know. Okay? All right. Do we have any questions about Hasbro and Peppa Pig and what's going on there? Basically, Hasbro bought the company that owns Peppa Pig, and the company not only just gave them the company, but they sold them the rights to Peppa Pig too. So there are ways that you can sell your company and not sell certain rights. But this company, Entertainment One, said, Hasbro, here, take it all. Okay? All right. So if you have any questions about that, just drop them in the comments and I will get to them. but we are going to move on to the next story. But before we do that, I want to let you guys know that if you are interested in advertising your business on my show, I do sell 30-second spots starting at $3. And I think I have the link for that in my bio. Yeah, you should be able to check for that there. But if you want to advertise your business on my show for the low price of $3 for a 30-second spot, go hit the link in my bio, linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm. All right? Now, on to our second story. Do I have anybody in the audience who is interested in getting into the cannabis industry? If you are interested in getting into the cannabis industry, give me a C in the comments, because this is actually a very interesting case, all right? While you do that, I'm going to explain why it's interesting. So we all know that certain states have, legalized medical or recreational use of cannabis. Yes, some states, a fair amount of states have. Okay, I've got some people who want to get involved. Unfortunately, while you can have these businesses within the state that is legal, cannabis is still federally illegal, right? Now, when you are trying to get a trademark for something on the federal level, it has to be for something legal. So if you have a cannabis company in Oregon or California or Massachusetts, you can get local trademarks in your state or in your region, but you cannot get a trademark with the U.S. government because cannabis is still considered a narcotic and you can't get a trademark for something illegal. So that's why you don't see a lot of cannabis companies doing federal trademarks. What about CBD? So CBD, it gets iffy over there. There's a lot of argument about CBD, Raymond 1234, because it's still derived from a plant that is considered a Schedule 1 substance. So you don't see a lot of trademarks with CBD either. You may be able to get state trademarks. There are local trademarks that you can get. However, federally, it's really hard. But here's how some companies are getting around it. So there is a company named Weed Inc., okay? And they have locations in, they're based in Tucson, Arizona, Australia, and Israel. Now, they have a location in Tucson, Arizona. Cannabis is legal in Arizona, so I'm sure that they have trademarks in Arizona. However, they do not have any federal trademarks, Weed Inc. But what they are doing is going to countries where it is legal and getting trademarks there so that they can make their mark in the world. So they have, so this company, Weed Inc., they have filed for trademarks for Panama Red in the UK and Mexico, as well as Panama Red in Mexico and UK. They have filed for a trademark for Weed Rules with an exclamation point in Mexico. They have filed a trademark for Weed in the UK. And they have filed a trademark for Acapulco Red, also in the UK. So this company, Weed Inc., that has a location in Tucson, Arizona, one in Australia, and one in Israel, has gone to Mexico and the United Kingdom to start setting up trademarks for themselves around the world. Why would they do this if they don't have locations here? These are big markets, and these are places where it is legal enough that they can set up trademarks now and preserve their space in the marketplace. If you know what your brand is and what you want to do and you're going forward with it and you really believe in it, you really want to preserve your space early on. So what a lot of people do, one of the tips that I always give people when they're thinking about trademarking something but they're not sure yet is, in the meantime, while you're deciding if this is something that you want to trademark, if it's a logo or a name, put the little TM in the upper right hand corner. That does not give you any necessary legal protections. However, it does put your market on notice that, hey, I don't have a legally registered trademark yet, but I'm working on it, and this is my mark there. I think this is a really smart idea by them. And, I wish them the best of luck. So those of you interested in the cannabis industry might, if you're serious about it, might want to think about going overseas and start setting up some trademarks. Okay? So I want to take a quick break here, just to say hi to the new viewers. This is NPL Legal Dish, my twice weekly show where I teach business and legal concepts using celebrity and pop culture news. I am having a free workshop on Monday so that you guys can learn how to get EIN numbers. Hi, Houston Personal Concierge. A lot of you have amazing business ideas, but you don't have the first thing set up for your business. One of the first things you need to set up your business is an EIN number. It is your business's social security number. It's how you open a bank account. It's how you access business credit and business loans. It's how you establish your business's existence. And I'm holding a free workshop for this on Monday. This is something that other attorneys are going to charge you $75 to $125 for. And I'm doing this workshop completely free. Now, here's the caveat. If you attend live, it's completely free, but I know that all of you aren't going to be able to make it Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you would like a copy of the workshop replay, you can pre-purchase it right now for $9 if you use the link in my bio, okay? So make sure you do that. All right. Next story we are talking about, Sincere 39. This has to do with you. We are talking about Rutgers University again. So I believe this was last week, maybe last Thursday, maybe last Tuesday, but I talked about how a high school in Louisiana was sent a cease and desist letter by Rutgers University because their R was way too close to the Rutgers University R. So when somebody uses your mark, right? Let's say you have a logo that you paid for, and you're doing your thing, you're out here doing business. If somebody else is using your mark, one of your rights as the mark owner is to send this person what's called a cease and desist letter. And what that letter says is, hey, this is my mark. I've been using it since, this date. This mark that you're using, it's either the same as what I'm using or it's way too close. Could you please stop using it? Otherwise, I might have to take legal action. That is what a cease and desist letter does, right? So Rutgers sent a cease and desist letter to this Louisiana high school that was called Ruston High School and told them, hey, this is our logo, and we need to protect it, so you need to change their logo. So there was a follow-up to this because they interviewed the principal of the high school, because apparently stories were going around that there was beef between Rutgers and this high school, and that there was going to be a lawsuit. And the principal came on to set the story straight. He said that there was no beef between Rutgers and his high school. When Rutgers contacted them, they tried to work out a licensing agreement. So one of the things that you can do when you have a trademark or a copyright is you can give permission for people to use your mark, right? There are licenses that you can give. And that's what this Louisiana high school tried to do. Unfortunately, as they continued negotiations with Rutgers, they realized that they were just going to have to change their mark. Derek Bailey, you are like everything. Thank you. Okay. The principal also the principal also went on to say that they don't feel picked on as a school, because one of the things that I've talked about on the show is that some companies or some institutions, because they're big and they have a lot of money, they will go around trying to bully smaller companies through trademarks to keep them from doing business. And the principal was like, look, we're not feeling bullied, we're not picked on. He's like, I've played sports, I understand what Rutgers is doing. On top of the fact that Rutgers is giving the high school 10 years to change all of their logos. And the high school is making good on it. They've already changed the logos on their uniforms. They're working with new designers. And they're saying that, it'll be done by the 10 years. Some things are going to take more time than others. Because, mind you, they don't just have Rutgers on the uniforms. They have the R on their field, the football field where the kids play. So they're going to have to change that. Any website design, they're going to have to change everything. And they're going to phase this out over the next 10 years. So, Sincere 39, Derek Bailey, your alma mater is safe, okay? All right. So, do we have any stories about, hi VW429, any questions about Rutgers versus this Louisiana high school and why Rutgers felt the need to protect their mark? It's just proper procedure. as a university, they do make money. They have to protect their image as a university. So, yeah, nobody's going to mistake Rutgers University necessarily for Ruston High School, but it is Rutgers' responsibility as a trademark owner to protect their mark so that it does not become generic and they can no longer get it. Raymond1234 asks, is getting a patent in another country simple? Raymond1234, I can't answer that question for you because I have never applied for a patent in another country. What I suggest you do is find an attorney a patent attorney in the country that you want to file the patent and ask them. Okay? I can't give you any information about what happens outside of the United States. Okay. Okay? If you have any questions, please drop them. I'm going to move on to the next story. All right. Do I have any Hyundai drivers in the room? Anybody who drives a Hyundai, not a Honda, a Hyundai, Hyundai. If you drive a Hyundai, give me an H. Okay. Now, while you guys do that, I want to set a scenario for you guys. So, most of us, we own cars or we have owned a car. And you know that part of owning a car is keeping it maintained. And occasionally you have to replace parts. And most car parts are very specific, right? So I remember the side view mirror of my car, I have an older model Lexus, it broke. And it was like hanging off, right? And I needed to get another side mirror. And I could not find one that went with the model of my car close by. I had to drive way down into Virginia, about an hour away, to some junkyard to find the part that matched. So parts for cars are very specific, right? Nobody drives a Hyundai? Okay, that's fine. But so Hyundai is a car maker, right? And they are selling this company called Pentius, which sells auto parts. Or they're supposed to be generic auto parts. And the reason why they're suing Pentius is because Greedy 816. The reason why they're suing this company Pentius is because they're saying that Pentius was selling knockoff Hyundai parts to the U.S. market. Both of these companies are based in Asia. So Hyundai, the car company, is making cars to send to the U.S. Pentius, they make car parts so that, if you fix the car, you can fix it. And they're basically saying, oh, these are genuine Hyundai parts, but they're not, right? And they're trying to send them over to the U.S. So Hyundai is suing Pentius. Pentius was advertising them as genuine Hyundai parts. And the reason why Hyundai is so concerned about this is because they're saying that Hyundai car parts, they are made to specifications. They are very exact. They're not things that have a lot of wiggle room. And if you're getting knockoff parts that aren't made from the Hyundai manufacturer, the measurements can be off and you can cause a lot of damage to the car if you put in a knockoff part. Okay? And that could affect safety. Now, if you affect safety, that could affect Hyundai's reputation, because if somebody buys a fake Hyundai part and they put it in their security people, yeah. So if somebody buys a fake Hyundai part and they put it in their car and the car messes up, they're not going to blame the car part. They're going to blame the car manufacturer, Hyundai, and say that Hyundais are trash, right? So Hyundai is out here trying to preserve their name. They said that Pentius led consumers to believe that they were also covered by a Hyundai warranty. Now, let me tell you something. If you buy a knockoff iPhone, do you think that you can go into the Apple store and get them to fix it for you? I'll let y'all tell me what your answers are. But hi, Barbie Girl 1987. The short answer is no. If you buy a knockoff part, there is absolutely no way that you can go to the genuine dealer and say, "Hey, I bought this fake thing that looks like yours, so can you fix it for me?" And basically that's what, thank you Sincere 39, that's what Pentius is putting people in danger of, is that some people might buy these fake Hyundai parts. Hi, Miss Whitney. See that it's, say, oh, this is a Hyundai part, have somebody fix it in their car messes up because the part is not made to Hyundai specification, and then they're going to go around and trash Hyundai, right? And then they're going to go to Hyundai, say, hey, you messed up my car, fix it, and Hyundai's going to be like, this is not our part, this was not made to our specifications, you're on your own, okay? So keep an eye out on that. Good luck, Hyundai, on getting these knockoff parts shut down. So have any of you ever experienced a part malfunctioning in your car? Did you ever have you ever had a car you had to get specific parts and you got the part replaced but the part was not right when you got it? I would love to hear your stories about that and what happened, okay? So if quick reboot, NPL Legal Dish, my twice weekly show where we talk about celebrity and pop culture news to teach business and legal concepts. I'm Natalie Pierre-Lewis, owner and operator of NPL Consulting LLC, a business formation firm. I hope you get your business life in order, y'all. I'm having a free workshop on Monday to get our EIN numbers, the first step in making your business financially sound. Make sure that you sign up. It's completely free. If you can't make it, it's Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't make it, you can get the copy of the replay for just $9. And it's also going to come with my free business entities ebook, because one of the first things you need to know when you're setting up your business is, what business entity do I want to set it up as? Do I want an LLC? Do I want an S Corp? Do I want a B Corp? Do I want a nonprofit? Do I want a partnership? Do I want a sole proprietorship? So that's what that ebook covers. So if you want the replay and the ebook, $9 right now till the workshop starts, okay? Next story we are talking about. We talked about them last week too. Does anybody know the brand Patagonia? They do outerwear stuff. They're really big with ski people. If you know what Patagonia is, give me a P. Give me a P. Hey, you got your P, you got your P. Give me an A. Hey. Sorry. Sorry. And so if you know what Patagonia is, give me a P. And if you've ever heard of this little company called Amazon, please give me an A. Give me an A. Wait, is that an A? A. Give me an A. Can you use a DBA with your EIN? You can. You can. You can give a trade name when you're doing your application. So Sincere39 knows what Patagonia is. All right. Sincere, and you also know what Amazon is. Thank you. I love Amazon. I think I just got a package from them today. All right. So last week we talked about Patagonia suing Anheuser-Busch for coming out with Patagonia beer, which Patagonia never authorized, right? So this is a case that's a little different. Patagonia is not suing Amazon directly, but they are suing a third-party retailer on Amazon. So if you don't know, a lot of the products that you see that are put up on Amazon, they're actually run by people who have their online stores and they use Amazon as their platform, okay? And you know, some of the stuff is Prime eligible, some of it is not. Usually, if you find something that is not Prime eligible on Amazon, it's not sponsored by Amazon at all. It's a third-party supplier. Okay. So here's the thing. There's a lady who she's a third-party supplier on Amazon. So she has an Amazon store, and what she would do is she would buy tons and tons of Patagonia stuff. So she was buying genuine Patagonia gear and she was reselling it on Amazon. Now, we have talked about trademark rights, right? When you buy a genuine item, certain trademark rights get cut off. So, if you remember my cash doll story. So if I buy a Louis Vuitton bag, a huge Louis Vuitton bag, and I buy it from the Louis Vuitton store and I've got the warranty and all that stuff, I've got my receipt, it is a genuine Louis Vuitton bag. If I want to cut that bag up and I want to make it into a bulletproof vest or, you know, a mask or a hat or whatever, I can do that because I bought it and I can make it for myself. If I want to resell it to someone, I can do that as long as I say this is an altered item. Usually people say it's custom made as opposed to altered. But you can do that, right? But that's not what's happening here. This lady is literally buying a whole bunch of Patagonia stuff and selling it on Amazon and putting a markup on it. So here's the problem. Patagonia has contracts with distributors that say that they are authorized to sell their stuff. So Patagonia is very specific about who they want to sell their stuff. And they do not want Amazon selling their things. Why? Because Amazon does not do a good job of keeping knockoffs and counterfeit items off of their site. They try, but it's impossible to, to catch everyone. All right. So Patagonia has a list of approved distributors. Amazon is not one of those approved sites where people can sell, and this lady is not an approved distributor. So if you wanted to be an approved distributor through Patagonia, you would probably have to call them and ask them, and pay for a license or something, right? So this lady, who was a third-party seller on Amazon, she's buying items for $1.99 on Patagonia and then selling them for $2.72. Sincere39 said Patagonia costs enough to be placing a markup on it. I'm assuming you mean that she shouldn't be. Look, I don't buy Patagonia. I don't know that life. But apparently, she's buying $199 items and then selling them for $272. So she's making about about a $73 profit, off of these items. Maybe less because of shipping and things like that. But so she's buying these products and just selling them at a markup, right? The problem with this is that for Patagonia is that she has zero competition on Amazon. Nobody is on Amazon trying to sell Patagonia gear. So let's say somebody doesn't know any better about going to, the Patagonia website, and they go onto Amazon and they find this Patagonia coat that's supposed to be $199, but they pay for $272 for it because they only see one Patagonia coat on Amazon. One, Patagonia has lost out on that $199 sale, and two, that's not Patagonia's thing. Yeah, their stuff might be a little pricey, but they're not out here, in their opinion, trying to gouge their customers. And they feel like this woman, because she has this unique selling point in that she's the only person on Amazon pretty much selling Patagonia stuff, she can pretty much charge what she wants, and Patagonia doesn't get a cut of it. So they are suing her, and they're also upset because her selling these items is causing them to breach their contracts, right? So if they're breaching their contracts with their distributors, they'll lose out on money, or they might have to pay these distributors money for the breach of contract. So they have to go after this woman, okay? As well, the other issue with this woman selling the Patagonia gear on Amazon is that authorized purchase protection only goes so far if you're not an authorized distributor. So if I bought a Patagonia jacket from this woman on Amazon, right, and something happens to the jacket, and I go to Patagonia and they ask me for my receipt, and they find out that I bought it from Amazon, who is not a registered distributor, they could say, well, this is not an official Patagonia item because we don't sell things on Patagonia, right? Okay. So, and then as well, Patagonia is upset because the woman is causing material differences between the product initially sold and the resold product. Not that she's changing the actual items, but she is tacking on this $73 markup. And Patagonia is like, girl, what are you doing? No thanks. So Patagonia is going after her. So what I want to know from you is, hi Joanne, do you think that Patagonia will prevail in this case? Do you think that this woman is going to be able to keep selling her items on Amazon, these Patagonia items that she is purchasing? Thank you. I like my shirt too. Do you think that she's going to be able to keep selling these items that she purchased legally from Patagonia? She bought them with her own money, but she doesn't have the license to distribute these items, to resell them. So what do you think is going to happen to this third-party seller? Do you think Patagonia is going to win? Guys, if you're watching on any of my channels, Joanne Pierre-Louis just popped in. She is the owner of Glam Studio J. She also happens to be my sister. She's a great makeup artist. If you are looking for a great makeup artist and you're in the Boston area or you want to fly her out, go check out Glam Studio J. But I want to hear about you guys and what you think about Patagonia. But in the meantime, we're going to move on to our next story. VW2429 said, I think they should win. I think they should win too, because Joanne Pierre-Louis said, no, you can resell your stuff just like on eBay. VW429 said, I need to get my face beat V-Dub, hit on my sister, okay? She gonna get you right. Joanne Pierre-Louis, you can resell your stuff just like on eBay. Joanne, I don't think you heard this part. So the thing with this story is that Patagonia, they have authorized distributors. Yeah, she's a Patriots fan, Sincere 39. We both from Boston. So Patagonia has authorized distributors that they have contracts with. These are the people who are allowed to sell Patagonia stuff. So you can't just buy Patagonia stuff and sell it on Amazon. Patagonia is actually very anti-Amazon. So you can't, hi Lady Dee Dee. So while you can usually resell your stuff, you can't just open up a store, start buying Patagonia's things and then reselling them online, because Patagonia has policies about who can distribute their items. All right? So I hope that clears that up for you. All right, so we are moving on to our next story. You will not you don't even wear makeup, Derek. All right, so the next story we are talking about, you guys, this Firefest debacle will not end. If you guys love Netflix, give me an N. And if you watch the Firefest documentary, give me an F. Joey, thank you for your Netflix login. I use it extensively. But yeah, so guys, if you watched the Firefest documentary, if you remember the Firefest, V-Dub loves Netflix, Sincere loves Netflix. All right. So if you, earlier in the year, or was it late last year, Netflix had this documentary, you're about to create your own Firefest. Please don't, because I don't want to have to do any legal work for you. Lady Dee Dee knows what Netflix is. Sincere saw Firefest, but saw the one on Hulu. I think you should see the one on Netflix too. They offer two different perspectives. But Netflix is being sued again for the Firefest documentary. So here's one of the things that was wrong with the Firefest documentary. I didn't know this until I read this article, but Netflix actually paid the guy who organized Firefest, Billy McFarland, they paid him $250,000 to be in the documentary. So one of the concerns about the documentary is that it's very skewed, because you paid the guy who is the subject of this documentary to be in it. There's going to be some massaging of the facts, okay? So do you guys think that Netflix should have paid Billy the $250,000 to be in this documentary? That's my first question for you, okay? So while you answer that question, let me go down these facts, okay? So Netflix has now also been hit with their third round of copyright infringement suits. Now they've been hit with copyright infringement. Sincere 39 said that guy knows how to get some money. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I wish somebody would pay me $250,000 to talk about a failed event. All right. So Netflix has been sued multiple times for copyright infringement, and the people who produced the Firefest documentary, because they used footage without people's permission. So the latest copyright infringement suit is from this guy named Austin Mills. And, he's not an influencer. He wasn't anybody, with necessarily a whole lot of followers, but he was just someone who attended Firefest and recorded his experiences and shared them on his YouTube page. Now, he says that Netflix and the Firefest, the documentary people, they did reach out to him initially to try and get permission to use some of his clips, but they never came to an agreement. Unfortunately, okay, so they never came to an agreement, but they still use 5 clips from his YouTube page in the documentary, and they used those clips when they were going around for an Emmy campaign. So when you see people, and they're winning awards and stuff like Emmys and Grammys and Oscars and things like that, you have to campaign for those. People don't just vote for you. You have to, reach out to people and say, please vote for me. VW429 asked, did they take the footage from YouTube? They probably did, because they didn't get any permission from this guy, and he posted it all on his YouTube. So they went on there, they took some clips that they liked, and they integrated them into the documentary. So Austin Mills, he's like, yo, you use my stuff, you didn't even get my permission. So he wants two things. He wants injunctive relief, meaning he wants them to stop using his clips, meaning that they would have to go in and remove those clips from the documentary and re-edit it. And he also wants money. He wants a portion of the profits because he's like, yo, you used some of my video, you made some money off of this documentary, I want some. So what I want to know from you is, do you think that Austin Mills is going to be successful? And how much do you think that he might be able to get? Hi, beautiful butterfly kiss. What a beautiful name. So do you think that this guy Austin Mills is going to be successful? Firefest, the Netflix people reached out to him, said, yo, can we use your videos? They never came to an agreement, but they used the videos anyway. And now he's like, I want you to stop and I want you to give me money based on whatever you made so far. So what do you guys think about Austin Mills and his battle with Netflix? Okay, so I will let you guys answer that. Okay, the quick story, because I only have like 15 minutes and I want to get through this because the last story is really juicy. So if you like Michael Kors, or if you have a lady in your life or a man in your life who likes Michael Kors, give me an MK in the comments, okay? So I'm going to get through this story really quickly. We have all been to a flea market at least once in our lives, okay? Flea markets is where you can get any and everything. They got knockoffs, they got real stuff, they got boosters, whatever. So brands like Michael Kors that, hold on, I got a comment here. VW429 said they should compensate him for what's been aired. I agree. I do think they should compensate him for what's been aired because I'm sure they've made a pretty penny off of that documentary. Sincere39 knows who Michael Kors is. So, what does Michael Kors have to do with the flea market? Brands like Michael Kors are now going after people who rent space to flea markets because that is where a lot of counterfeit goods are sold. And the reason that they are suing the renters of the space as opposed to the vendors is because there's basically a rule that says that if you are the caretaker of a property, you need to be aware of what's going on. So if you know that the people who are on your property are doing something illegal, like selling counterfeit goods, you need to be aware of that and you need to stop them. So Michael Kors' company is suing the owners of a very famous flea market in Connecticut called the Boulevard. Do we have anybody from Connecticut in the room who's been to Connecticut? Anybody who's been to this flea market called the Boulevard? But they're suing the owners of the land and the landlord because they are allowing these vendors to sell fake items. So if you remember, I'm dating myself a little bit, in the early 2000s, me and my friends, like anybody in the East Coast, if you wanted a really good knockoff bag, you would go to Canal Street, right, in New York. And they would have these little storefronts. And then, sometimes, hi Nessie time, they'd have like walkie-talkies outside and they'd have to walk you in the back, or you'd have to there'd be like a fake wall. But it was these stores that were being rented out and they had these full counterfeit operations going. You could get fake Prada bags, Louis Vuitton, Gucci. I remember I got a fake Prada bag one time. My friends were obsessed with bags. But a lot of these places, Chinatown, exactly, Sincere. So I remember police coming through and shutting these operations down, shutting these stores down, and having signs on the thing that they're selling fake products and things like that. So they're not just going after the vendors who run these stores. They're going after the people that rent them the space, because the reasoning is, it's like, this is your house. If you have somebody living in your house, you need to know what they're doing in your house. I have tenants. If one of my tenants was up here selling drugs out my house and the police raided my house, I could be held liable because I was not responsible about making sure that my tenants are not selling drugs, okay? So it's the same thing here. As a landlord of a commercial property, if you know your tenants are selling fake counterfeit goods, you need to nip that in the bud, or you can be sued and held liable for their trademark infringement, okay? Ooh, that went longer than I thought. Okay. All right, so we got 2 more stories. Then I'm going to try and do a quick Q&A. So we're going to get through these very quickly. How many of y'all have ever heard of Wet n Wild Cosmetics? They are in every CVS. If you know what Wet n Wild is, give me a WW in the comments. They're in every CVS, every Rite Aid, every Walgreens. Wet n Wild was how we young ladies cut our teeth on makeup, all right? Affordable makeup for a young lady with $20 to spend for the month. If you know what Wet n Wild Cosmetics is, give me a WW in the comments, all right? And while you do that, I'm going to let you know why Wet n Wild is in trouble. So there is a YouTube influencer named James Charles. I don't know who this young man is. I've heard his name, but I could not pick him out of a lineup, right? And he created an eyeshadow palette. A lot of these YouTube makeup influencers, they make their money because they produce their own line of cosmetics. So, Hyman2142, Nessie Time knows what Wet n Wild is. VW429 knows what Wet n Wild is. So a lot of times these influencers, they'll come out with makeup lines, you know, to make some money. So one of the big YouTubers I know who came out with one is Jackie Aina. That lady Huda, who does makeup, she has a makeup line. Michelle Phan. All of these are makeup influencers who came out with their own makeup lines. And James Charles is no different. He came out with an eyeshadow palette and it had 39 colors in it. If you went through my Instagram or my Facebook stories today, I have a picture of both of the palettes. And I asked you a question if they looked exactly alike, right? And I got 6 people answered. One person said no, 5 people said no. One person said yes, 5 people said no, okay? So, James Charles is going after Wet n Wild because he came up with a 39 color palette, right? And he's saying that Wet n Wild copied the exact shades and layout of his palette that he launched with the company Morphe. Morphe is a big cosmetics company, right? Now, here's the thing. James Charles is saying that they copied his shades and his exact layout. He's not claiming ownership of the colors. He's claiming ownership of the grouping of colors and the way that the palette looks. Now, when you go to the palettes, James Charles's palette has 39 colors. And then in the middle, he has some bigger shadow pots in the middle. Wet n Wild's palette has 40 colors, and all the color pots are about the same size. You know what? I keep mistaking him for Jeffree Star. His name is James Charles. So James Charles, he is he's saying, look, I don't own these colors, but you copied how my palette looks. The thing is, I've ordered these makeup palettes online. I remember being like in law school and I wanted, you know, to get my makeup games together, and I went on eBay and I bought one of these like 88 color palettes, and they all look the same no matter what vendor that you bought them from, right? So James Charles is probably not going to win. 1, because you don't have a monopoly on colors. 2, you're saying that they copied your palette exactly. Yours has 39 colors, different shapes. There's just 40 colors and smaller shapes. So he probably won't win this. But the reason why I brought this up is to help you understand that you can't own generic things. And I would urge you to go in my stories, go look at those palettes and tell me if they, because his thing is that they're exactly the same, right? I want you to go look at them and you let me know. Do you think that James Charles should win any money for Wet n Wild coming out with this, what's called a dupe palette? On top of the fact that dupes are very popular in the makeup world. They have whole, pages that are dedicated to telling you, okay, well, this is expensive, here's the cheaper version. So good luck, James Charles, with that, okay? Now, yes, we have time. This is the title story that I wanted to tell you about, and I left it for last. How many of y'all saw that Hustlers movie? I have not seen it yet, but if you saw the Hustlers movie, give me an H in the comments. And then, give me an H in the comments. And if you liked it, if you didn't like it, let me know with a thumbs up or a thumbs down, okay? So, Hustlers, if you don't know, it's about a group of exotic dancers who, they make a plot to basically run the pockets of all these rich men. This is like the storyline of how many stories about strippers, I don't got nothing wrong with strippers. Make y'all money, all right? Get that money. Here's the problem. there's a lady, her name is Samantha Barbash, and she is claiming that the Hustler's storyline is her story. She said that in the early 90s, she was not a stripper herself, she was a hostess, but she had a bunch of exotic dancers that she worked with, and they got together and they like ran the pockets of doctors, lawyers, Wall Street types, all this stuff. Okay? She was arrested, there was stuff on the news, and she's saying that the Hustler's story is her life story, and she's trying to sue for life rights. So if you guys know the rapper Rick Ross, he has actually been sued by this guy whose real name is Rick Ross, and the rapper Rick Ross based his name off of. And the guy Rick Ross, who Rick Ross based his name off of, he lost the case to his name. I forget how they did it, but it was like because it wasn't exactly his story, he lost the right to use his name in the market because Rick Ross already had it. Now, and also because his story wasn't necessarily written down. This lady, Samantha Barbash, I don't know how many exotic dancers or how many people involved in this industry have this same story. I have heard so many stories. Cardi B talks about robbing the clients that that when she was stripping. So the thing with me is, unless you have this written down in a book, unless you can prove the specific instances that this was about your life, how do you prove that? Because yes, you have a right to your life, but you also have to prove it was your life. This story, in my eyes, is not uncommon. I feel like I've heard it. Do you guys feel like the Hustler's story is unique? A group of strippers or whatever, or women just trying to make it, they make a plan to run the pockets of some rich men. Is this a new story? Please let me know. I would love to hear your opinion about it. Because for me, I don't think it's a new story. I think it's a story that's been told over and over, and it's just a new spin on it. All right. So what do you guys think of Hustlers and this lady Samantha Barbash, who's saying that they stole her life story? Not new. V-Dub says it's not new. Nessie Time said no, it isn't. Sincere39 said no. Okay, so we've got at least half the people in the room. Absolutely not new. Lady D. So, all right. So I guess the court of NPL Legal Dish has spoken. Samantha Barbash, this is not a unique story. This is not your life story. Now, we will have to wait and see if, when she files this case, if the court disagrees with us and agrees with her. Just like Empire, a way of life from Lady D said a way of life from many. Oh, you got some stories, Lady D? Let me know. Sincere39 said just like Empire. I stopped watching Empire in about season 2, so if it happened after that, I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, guys, we only have a couple of minutes left. If you have questions, please drop them quickly. Wanted to remind you, sign up for the free EIN workshop. It is totally free, happening next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you can't make the workshop, you can purchase the replay with my business entities ebook for $9. You can do both of those if you go to the link in my bio, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm. We have about 2 minutes for questions before Instagram cuts off. And once that cuts off, I'm just going to cut everything off because I'm parched. I need some water, y'all. Yes. So, workshop. If you're in the DMV, go get some tickets to the DC Startup Week because it's totally free and it's at the Google building and it's totally dope. What else did I want to remind you guys of? You can buy advertising spots on the show starting at $3. Go to linktree/NPL Consulting Firm. Only 27 spots left for the workshop. Sincere39 said, when the lady came forward saying she was the real Cookie. Oh, I don't know that story. I'm going to have to look that up. Okay. But yeah. You know what? I'm just going to stay on here till this runs out. Lady D said, I was going to buy a biz. The deal fell through. I kept the name as paperwork was already initiated. The guy is now trying to stop me from using the name. What do you mean you kept the name? If you have a registered trademark, it's yours. So he can't keep you from the name. You can also do a name registration with whatever state you're in to reserve that name for your business. Nessie Time said, so if you doodle your story idea written, would you be safe? If you have it written down somewhere, there are some automatic copyrights, some automatic rights that attach when you write something down. So that would be proof. But the Copyright Office really wants you guys to legally register your stuff if you're planning on making money with it. If you don't plan on ever making money with it, you don't have to copyright it. But if you have it written down somewhere and somebody takes it, then you have proof that they took it. Lady D said similar name, not the same. I was going to buy it as the deal. I kept the name as paperwork. It's now trying to stop from using the name. Are you saying that you have a similar name, or you're trying to use you know what, Lady D, let's talk privately. You can set up a free 15-minute consultation. If you go to the link in my bio, click the Talk to Me Tuesday button, and it'll take you to the link also for the free 15-minute consultation, because I want to talk to you more about that. He didn't have a trademark. I have it registered, not trademarked, though. You might want to reserve the name at least with your state, but set up the free 15-minute consultation. Hit the Talk to Me Tuesday button, and you'll see it. All right? All right, guys. So we are about to cut off at any moment now. But I want to tell you guys good night. Be well. Be healthy. So happy you guys could join me. And I can't wait to talk to you next time. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Bye, guys.